Guests today are Noble, say hi.
Hello.
And Office Magic, say something.
Hello.
All right, real quick, what did you guys think of this cartoon?
Amazing.
Noble?
Picked this show because laughing at the tagline. I was like, you know what? Let's do that one.
What's the tagline?
Oh, God, I forgot it, dude.
I believe in that smile, even though you don't have a soul.
There it is.
Before we get started, I can I read the synopsis so everybody's on the same page?
Sure, go ahead.
This is Beatless. With the introduction of an ultra-advanced AI that surpasses human intelligence, beings that mankind is yet to fully comprehend, made from materials far too advanced for human technology, begin coming into being. Lacia, an HIE equipped with a black coffin-shaped device, is one of these. In boy meets girl fashion, 17-year-old Arato Endo has a fateful encounter with the artificial Lacia. For what purpose were these artificial beings created? Amid questions regarding the coexistence of these artificial beings and humans, a 17-year-old boy makes a decision.
Wait. Okay. So apparently these are cyborgs or robot women from an alien technology?
Well, we can...
it doesn't make any sense.
I think
only one episode.
One thing they mentioned is like something special about these like renegade robots is that they have quantum computing and they don't rely on the grid. So
right.
And
see, it's not clear who the good guys are, who the bad guys are.
The bad guy is definitely the person who wrote this cartoon.
Well, what I read once was like a lot of TV shows today. The first episode is just like the first part of a movie. It doesn't establish any characters or plot. You're just like, let's watch the next one. Whereas like a really good pilot, like to a show like Game of Thrones, by the end of the pilot of Game of Thrones, you know who the characters are, kind of what the plot is, the tone of the show. This, you're like, tune in more to find out what's actually going on, and you're like,
well, we know what who the characters are and what the plot is. Well, not the plot really.
There's different. Okay, there's guys in a helicopter who have drones, and they might be good guys or might be bad guys.
They're the bad guys, dude. Come on.
No, they were
just doing their job.
They don't
random
even have
military guys. Okay, we got our robot girls who are obviously good guys, and then
there's.
That's what I was thinking about. The little one, she didn't really seem like a good.
She didn't seem like a good guy.
She was like shooting flowers, but they seemed like they were on a team. And then the flowers came to life and started like hacking into the grid. Yeah, and the only way to like stop the flower drones was by turning them invisible for some reason.
No, it was to cut all the power, and that turned them invisible. Right?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I turn off the power on my TV. It doesn't turn invisible.
That's what you should have. I wish you would have done that.
Yeah,
this will be effective. It didn't work.
If we turn off this movie, will it turn invisible and nobody has to watch it anymore?
In the beginning of the show, we see the main character with two of his friends, and they run into the main character's sister and two of her friends,
right?
Who also happen to be little sisters.
Of his friend, yeah. That's
I don't know.
One of his friends has a little.
I think that's what it was.
So was that kind of like fan service to like the little sister fetish crowd or what?
What's that called? Emoto or something like that?
Emoto, yeah.
Yeah, Emoto. That weird thing.
Well, now I learned something gross I didn't know about before.
You didn't know that we had a whole like little sister fetish thing?
No, not really.
Let me throw some things out here, and if you guys have anything to say or want me to stop, just holler, okay?
Okay.
Okay, all right. So at the very beginning, guy has a jacket with thermostat. I thought that was fucking dope. Did you guys notice that? He's walking with his friends, and like there's some robot lady helping. Like basically in the beginning, there's a robot lady helping an old lady. There's another robot lady serving like food, and like this main character is like, we got to be friends with these robot ladies, and his friends are like, dude, they're robots. You don't have to be friends. And he's like, basically the author's really establishing that this kid has a thing for robots. And then we cut to some like battle scene where a robot blows up a building, and Meme Frame Corporation is trying to subdue them.
Did you guys pick up that? Did you guys
Frame? That was their name?
Yeah, it was on one of their displays. Like. And it was mentioned later, like the company, I guess they make robots. They're called Meme Frame. So,
I didn't know.
What they did was they produced the best memes, And like Bitcoins are like memes, you know, like you raise more funds by like if the meme goes viral, and they came up with the best memes. So they had like a meme frame.
And they parlayed that into
you know,
robot development.
You know what their weapons are like? It's like, remember in the 80s, like all the like crazy heavy metal bands had like those guitars that had like a bass and rhythm on them.
Yep.
And then they got like really crazy and started adding like a third guitar like sticking out of it, you know?
Yeah, it's very audacious.
That's like her weapon. It's like, it's a laser and it's a sword.
A coffin,
and
like
a motorcycle. And a submarine.
And a sandwich.
I was gonna say like God Eater has those weapons too, and
yeah, they do.
There are a few of them in Monster Hunter. They like those big ass
goddamn sword the size of a freaking Volkswagen, and this little skinny guy swinging it around.
Wait, what was Trigon the first anime to feature that? Or
well, I don't know who the first anime to have the first anime for the main character to have a big ass weapon. I don't know, but oh yeah, Wolfwood had that cross.
Yes, he did.
Badass fucking cross.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
All those guns in it and shit.
So full of mercy, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But what else? All right, so
so the synopsis of this anime says like these robots were made with advanced technology beyond human understanding. So we have a corporation that is Meme Corp that's dealing in alien technology, I suppose.
Yeah, but we don't.
I'm not saying it's aliens.
No, they didn't say aliens.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, beyond human. What else would it be?
Oh, yeah. Who would be making them?
Transdimensional creatures from Interstellar.
Memes are making them.
One thing I know about anime is the more that you watch it, the more it makes sense.
Yeah.
So if we just kept watching the show, there'd be a totally rational explanation that totally makes sense.
Wouldn't it might not be a good explanation, but it would make sense at least.
Now, it wouldn't get nuttier and wackier and more esoteric and like abstract. It just start really making sense the more we watch this.
If you want to watch anime that don't make sense, just watch Fooly Cooley real quick.
All right, so like I don't know if I got this wrong, but they said like there's nobody around, and they're like, oh, we got to capture these robots, and the computer told them, all right, lure them into a residential area because
that was
robots
weird.
Aren't allowed to harm humans. And then it's like, then they unload all these bombs and tanks. It's like, there's nobody here where you are now.
Well, the animation's so crummy, nobody lives in that town anyway. It's just a bunch of
buildings. It's budget, so they can't afford to
the budget. It's also
a weird thing. It's like, it's animation. You can use your imagination and put whatever you want on the screen. Or like,
I got enough money though.
Yeah, put a water fountain over there. You know?
That fight sucked, but we did get some names like 001 is Kolka, 002 is Snowdrop, 003 is Saturnus, 004 has no name, and Parapants disagrees with me, but Snowdrop seemed to have 2 sets of eyebrows, and that kind of bothered me.
Yeah, that was weird.
It's like a moth.
I think that's like a cosmetic thing that's taken from like an old Japanese era, but
that's like a moth for a demon, like a moth, like
maybe, yeah.
I guess it wasn't that bad, but I mean,
you don't see a lot of moth females in American literature, but they seem like you open up like Sword of Berserk as like, what moth person am I fighting today? You know, like,
all right,
I am the Moth Queen. I'm in charge of Beetle Man and Frogman and Centipede Man. I am the Queen of Moths.
American readers aren't intimidated by moths. I guess in Japan, a moth could just fuck your whole day up.
I don't know. You know, like I grew up around moths. My wife didn't, and she's like, "Oh my goodness, there's a bug."
Well, they do
It's a moth.
They're harmless.
No, fuck that.
It's a giant.
I agree with your wife.
Oh, actually, I think there are a couple of breeds that are poisonous.
Yeah.
Poisonous moths.
That's if you eat them. You're gonna eat a moth.
Yeah. It might fly in your mouth.
Oh, Jesus Christ! Come on.
How poisonous are we talking here?
Stomach ache, maybe 2 or 3 days in bed.
Oh darn, not that.
2 or 3 days on the tongue.
Kids in Texas licking moths.
Silent Hill had a giant moth. That should scare me because it was trying to eat your ass.
So after that lackluster battle against CG robots, the main character goes home, and his sister's like, "I ate all the meat. What's up with that?"
Yeah.
And instead of like yelling at her, he's like, "Oh, I guess I got to go to the store." And he goes to the store.
Did you use my ice cream too? Sure, I will.
and a shitload of meat for 737 yen, which is how much, Parapants?
like
$7.37.
around
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like $6 or something.
That's promising. You know, prices will start going down in the future.
In the future, the prices are pretty reasonable, and there are no shop clerks. You just
you drop your shit in this hole, and it's like, yeah, this is about $8.
Cool. Let's go. All right.
It's automated.
But
Sounds fun.
what else? Then they have the fight in the alley where this one bitch is dropping petal roaches that make
it's like
mad.
flower petals, and they were like actually some kind of weird nano machines, like the chick from Terminator: Rise of Machines.
Well, you know, what exactly did they do besides crawling?
Fucked up electronics look like because
They create a
took over that
situation-
robot chick.
Yeah, in which you're forced to sign this like Apple terms of service, or you're gonna die. That's what.
And then he had to enter into a binding legal agreement with the other robot to save him, which I thought was interesting.
Yeah, that was like the one interesting thing where she's like, "Hold on, you gotta read the user terms and
read the EU."
And it's like you've got a big ass gun, but she's like, "No, I'm gonna shut off the power in a 1 mile radius." Like, or you could do that, I guess.
Yeah, I didn't understand why she had to shut off all the power, but I guess
it was probably it was to stop the before they got to her, I guess.
Well, maybe. I guess those pedals could have done a lot more damage. I'm sorry. Office Magic still there?
Yeah.
I know you're sitting there reflecting on these scenes and just like,
He's in all of the artistic developments.
Yeah, I was kind of expecting like more interesting developments with this Lacia girl, but she just turned into a glorified maid after that.
Oh yeah, they take her home and she's able
that
to.
always happens. I'm waiting for the rest of them to join the harem.
Well, do you think they're all going to come live with the main character?
Oh, dude, come on. Come on.
They're like, the army's after us. Can we live with you?
You're not going to be like that. All right, you know how this is going.
All right. So there's this scene. They take her home after he signs the agreement and she stops all that whatever bullshit. Like they go home and she cooks this feast and he's like, "We only had a little bit of meat. How did you make all this shit?" And I wrote this down. She said, "Utilizing the data from the behavior management cloud." It's like that's how
I don't know how behavior is able to produce meat that isn't there.
Oh shit! Where's the dog?
Yeah,
that's good.
All right. So after the dinner, like this dude is talking to the robot. He's like, "Well, you know what? I'm really starting to understand you, and I think we're gonna have a good time." And the robot chick tells him, "Look, I'm a robot. Yeah. I'm only telling you things that you want. I'm studying how you behave, and I'm bouncing shit back at you that you want to hear. That's why you like me."
I think that's preparing the real life watchers of this anime that look, when you get your robot waifu, she's not going to really love you.
But even after that, he's like, "Yeah, but
it's
I mean, if
it touched me though, it moved me." He said it moved me specifically.
Why didn't they make the robot look like R2-D2 then? You know,
good question.
Yeah,
think about it.
He's not into that.
I liked it, but yeah, it's like Alvin said. There were parts that I had some serious issues with.
Visually, it's not bad. It's not.
Yeah, it is. They do very limited animation, but
the
stuff that they bother animating is pretty good.
Yeah,
like most of the fights are like, I'm going to stand here till that car gets close to me.
Your expectations for TV anime quality are way too high.
I don't know. That Al Noah Zero, pretty good.
Yeah, because it was good because you were focusing on the 3D robot fights.
To be fair to the show, wouldn't you say the character design and the art direction, like the color scheme and design scheme, it was better than most anime.
That's what I said. Yeah, I was defending it.
Yeah.
No, I definitely agree. I think
the writing and the characters, you're like,
Show's over. All right.
Goodbye.
Bye.